animals are threatened, and some have moved to the brink of extinction. But there are people who have dedicated their careers to saving them. They are zookeepers, and today you'll meet some of the finest in North America at the Houston Zoo in Houston, Texas. The zoo is like a miniature country with its numerous ecosystems, its housing, food distribution, and medical care. The difference is that the residents happen to be 4,500 animals, so it's a great place to study and promote wildlife conservation. The zoo is home to some of the most threatened species on Earth, including the orangutan, the clouded leopard, and amphibians such as the Houston toad. I'm Amanda Eakin, and we're going to visit with some of the zookeepers and the animals they protect to understand why they are endangered, what's being done to save them, and how you can help.
The number of endangered species around the world is growing, and there are a number of different reasons. It's not for one specific reason. Human population growth, habitat fragmentation, human take of wildlife is going up. There's a number of what we call zoonotic diseases that are affecting wildlife, from Ebola in Africa affecting the primates to a fungus affecting amphibians across the world. And all these different pressures on wildlife are causing animal populations to decline.
Paul Crump, the zoo's amphibian conservation program manager, believes the endangerment of amphibians could have consequences to humans.
Amphibians are very much like us internally. They have the same similar body chemistry, they have similar organs. The difference is they have this permeable skin that lets that any pollutants and toxins and things like that in the water suck straight into their body, and they're affected by them a lot quicker than we are because of their skin. So what you see with amphibians is you see these malformations, you see you see all these problems with amphibians. What I think people fail to get is that will happen to us. I mean, we're the same as these things, you know. We're biochemically, we can be affected the same way. Amphibians provide this, it's like a barometer of environmental health.
The extinction of orangutans would represent another type of loss to mankind.
If you look at the fact that they are one of our closest living relatives, and that we are still learning about their behavior, the fact that they may have culture, something that for a long time we thought that only humans had. They use tools just like humans do. They are very important of the web of life that connects us all, a very important part. And without orangutans, a huge chunk is missing.
The planet needs the wildlife that we have on it right now, because they are all part of a chain of events that happens in the wild. A clouded leopard is a top prey species, but is also preyed upon in certain areas. They maintain small populations of rodents and smaller carnivores. They keep them in check. Everything has a place on the planet. There's an intrinsic value to having all these animals on the planet. If you go down to the smallest species, such as an amphibian that controls insect populations but is also fed upon by birds, you can see that there's a chain of events starting from the smallest species, being insects, and moving up to amphibians, and then to birds, and then to cats that feed upon those birds. And if you remove one piece from that chain, sometimes that whole chain of events will break down, and we don't know what that will do to a habitat or a whole country, even if those chains of events and those animals are removed from those populations.
Well, the most important thing to know is that just because we live in America doesn't mean we can't do something about the orangutans coming to the brink of extinction in Asia. We can all do something. We all have the power to help. I think the green movement is really helping people become aware that their choices really do directly impact animals and people that live far away.
I don't think there's anything more important that can be done than for young people to get outdoors. Go hiking, go cycling, go kayaking, go see these things. And it's only through seeing them that really we'll get a sense of appreciation for them, and then we'll care about them and want to save them.